Shall we play a game?
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions.
Actually, I wanted to bring it here so we could do the house party outside. We're turning the the final episode of the Spandex Adventures. Well, I'm doing it as a house party. So, barbecue, all day barbecue.
Yeah, we've covered all that.
Kids.
And yeah, it's gonna be nice. Hopefully we'll have maybe I'll get a little bit extra video recorded while we're having the house party so we can have some behind the scenes stuff to show everybody. But that you need to subscribe to the channel for, because this is Retro Reviews, a review show where we go through my copious amounts of gaming books, paraphernalia, and other stuff one at a time. Have a nice little Rambo Fest with our fellow co-host Tanya.
Hello.
And this week we are doing the Lords of the Expanse box set. Sadly, in the 20, almost 30 years I've owned it, the box is no longer here anymore, but all the contents are here. We got the DM cards with key characters all on them for using in the game. We got the Tapani Sector map.
Yep.
As well as the Estelle Island key map. This is one of the key places in the campaign that's part of this box set. So you get the whole map of the island. You also get selection of 8 character R-type sheets to photocopy. I love the fact that these are that easy to fold, center staple, not big gluey book. So that's easy to photocopy. Also in the box set is the 3 books. First up is the Sector Guide. Before I dive into the contents of the books, I just want to say this was a B. Dalton bookseller purchase from my good buddy Ken Oliver, suggesting what I should get. And this has actually been the Tapani Sector is where the Fondor shipyard, so a big part of the Empire's military industrial complex, is located there. It's on the Rama trade route, which connects the core to Typhira as well as the Minos cluster. So it's a big expanse of the Star Wars adventures from the extended universe and are all on the Rima trade route. A lot of stuff that West End Games designed, they stuck it all on that trade route so they could be like, this is our little sector of space that we're playing in. But so the Sector Guide has a quick start, player quick start guide on how to build characters. You got the aliens. You got the information on the Rima trade route, the Expanse Gazetteer and Free World Gazetteer. So basically going over key planets in the Free Lords Expanse, which is the part that is adjacent to it that Fondor is a part of. And then you have the Expanse that's actually ruled over by these different noble houses. Also, we got ships, vehicles, droids, and gear that it's manufactured and found in the Tapani Sector. Next, we have the campaign guide. This basically has all the game master information for running a long-term game in the Expanse. It's starting with 1 detailed adventure, and then there's outlines for 6 more, just to give you an idea of a campaign that you can run. And then we have the Game Master Guide. So you have all the information for running the game, and then all the information you need for game stats for the major powers in the sector. So if you wanted to go beyond the basic campaign, you have the info for that. Dives into what's the Rebel Alliance doing here, what's the Empire doing here, all that cool stuff. We are actually using the Tapani Sector as the setting for our Spandex Squadron campaign, trying to free the Fondor shipyards from the grip of the Empire as part of the campaign to take Coruscant. So We got our little island base that we found in the Hideouts and Strongholds book. And there is one of the adventures in here I'm modifying to use for next week. So I'm not going to dive too deep into the weeds for everything. But what I will say, the stuff I liked out of this is that the saber rake is basically like if you want to play a Jedi that doesn't have the Force and you just want to play with a lightsaber, that's a saber rake, because the Expanse, the Tapani Expanse, has a history of like one of the great houses that's no longer in power actually had a bunch of Jedi Knights that came from it, and the stylish weapon that's used by all the nobles is the light foil. It's a lower powered lightsaber. Instead of a D5 damage, it's a D4 damage, D4 with a damage. Still dangerous, still kind of cool, but not as powerful. And they use them for fencing matches throughout the sector. I always thought that was kind of cool. It's one of my favorite characters to play myself as the player in the Star Wars game. Is like, I want to play a saber rake because I got a lightsaber, but I don't have to have the Force. I do like the whole fact that Fondor was included on the sector map, that this is where Fondor is, but there's not a lot of information about Fondor in the actual campaign book. Again, these idea of these noble houses where you have this Game of Thrones-esque political aspect happening, where you can have those kind of campaigns taking place. If you don't want to focus too much on the Empire versus the Rebellion, and your players want to do more of a whole like social RP, this was kind of like one of the era where social RP and role playing and Vampire the Masquerade was a very popular game at this time, where it wasn't all about like kill the monsters, loot the treasure, go up in levels. It was more of like, I'm going to interact and do stuff. And as we can see, Morok's character is definitely in the aspect of using those social skills to try to get us into and out of a lot of very complex situations.
Yes.
So it's kind of cool that he took the ball and ran with that to make a noble with highly invested in his social skills. I don't think he spent a single character point leveling up anything other than just his con ability.
Yeah, just the con.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm leveling up my weapons only. I did think. No, I haven't. No, the last time you gave us
everything because you want to buy one more. You want to buy just a little bit more of your perception so you can come out of the Wookiee rage.
Because rolling at a disadvantage, I only got one die, and if it doesn't roll a 6, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you got to hit a 12 or something where it's required 2 dice to even get the number, even to begin with, and I have 1 because I'm rolling at a disadvantage. But the Wookiee's still awesome.
And the Expanse, I think, was really awesome. I liked a lot of these mini campaign boxes that were designed to be like, here's this whole thing going on over here. So you didn't have to be like super tied into where the rest of the main characters from the Star Wars movies were happening. It's like, no, you guys are doing your own thing off to the side. Like all the cast of Andor was doing and Rogue One type stuff. It's like, you don't have to interact with the main characters to be part of the big overarching storyline. And it kept me from having to run like a lot of games where it's like, I'm going to try to kill Vader. It's like, Vader ain't even here. He's like other side of the galaxy, man. So what do you think of the Tapani Sector stuff so far?
It is. I definitely like the rakes. What was it called? It's the saber whips. The saber whips. I believe it's called that. Instead of lightsaber, it's saber whips or
light foils.
Light foils. There. Sorry.
Saber whip. That's a completely other that's a completely other edition of Star Wars RPG.
Okay, I probably perused that.
They never covered Lumia and her lightsaber whip until like we got into the D20 version of Star Wars, and they started covering all the stuff that was happening in the books just before Lucasfilm lost the rights, and that's also kind of around the same time that West End game Wizards of the Coast lost. It's like Disney bought the rights to the franchise. Wizards of the Coast lost the rights to the role playing game, and Fantasy Flight Games took it over and had it for a while. And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put stuff in," but I never played that game, so I don't know how deep into the extended universe their version of the game went. I think there's only really covered like the movie eras and the Clone Wars, like episode 1 and all the stuff that had come out in between 3 and 4. I don't think they got into too much of the Bantam books and the series in the novels for the EU. So yeah, but the cool thing is the side note, the first edition of the D20 RPG, in the very back of it has a conversion manual for converting D6 to D20, which you can also do the other way. You can convert all the D20 material back into D6 material. So yeah, there's been a lot of fans that have worked through that process and been like, okay, we're we're backwards compatibling all the stuff that Wizards of the Coast came out with, so we could play it with the D6 version. So, yay! But that is all I've got for the Lords of the Expanse box set. Tanya, you got anything else to chime in for this episode?
No, I think I'm crossing a couple of books over each other.
All right.
Because I was perusing a lot.
All right. Well, our next episode is going to be the Bounty Hunters one. So,
okay.
We'll say peace. Let Laura take care of the outro, and then okay.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.